Hey, Gavox here. So, we have a huge Mutt 21 info dump. I'm going to go over my thoughts on them. Then we're going to go over another video a little bit later on certain players. They dropped the database on Mutt Head of different players. Like we see the NFL Epics, which I'll get to in a second. Our different, legends and whatnot. Youngblood, I think he's back. 79 speed. I don't think he was in the game last year, or at least I don't remember it. But let's go through everything coming in Mutt. Thanks for the sub, Frank Diesel. So, overall, my thoughts. It's going to look a lot like last year. I think the UI, as you saw in my previous video, is an improvement, but let's go through what's happening. Abilities and ability clap. Did I say clap? Caps. So, what this whole section is, do you see this 1 AP? All right, 1 AP equals 1 ability point. Each side of the ball has 10 ability points, okay? So different abilities will cost different ability points. If one's more powerful, like Escape Artist, it might cost 3 ability points. If one's less powerful, like Reach Elite, it'll cost 1. So you can build up with as many players on defense with different abilities. You can still only have 3 X Factors, and the X Factors at launch are free and cost no ability points. So you can basically go 3 Avalanches, which are freaking insane. But like you see something like Goal Line Stuff is 3, whereas the X Factor Avalanche, downhill hit sticks, force fumbles, which is kind of insane to me, is 0. So you definitely want 3, in my opinion, maybe 3 Avalanches. Somebody in chat suggested 2 Avalanches and a Selfless to get it a little bit easier. But appreciate the subs, guys. I'm not going to miss a Daily Dose of Madden, and I think there was one other I missed. But let's keep going through this. I'll thank you at the end of the video, or after the video. So that's kind of it, right? You saw my video on the abilities, all of them leaked, so go check that out if you actually want to see the abilities that are coming. But it is an interesting change. Now, we can have as many players on defense with abilities or offense with abilities as we want, so you can kind of pick and choose. You're not limited to just 3, so you can have like a whole defense, depending on if Enforcer's only 1 ability point, it'll probably be 2. But like, you can have a whole defense. You can have like 5 Enforcers if they're 2 ability points each. And they say, Jake said they might decide on raising that later down the road. Now, the cap for each individual player is 5 ability points 5 ability slots once they hit 98 overall. Of course, as the years we get higher overalls, they'll be adding more ability slots just like we saw in Madden 20. So that's not a problem at all. I was a guy in chat. Thanks, Griffin. Here is the new lineup. As you see, the active superstars here. You have the ability points to the right of that. Actually, I can zoom in on this a little bit. Let me see if I can't zoom in to get a little bit better visuals for you guys. So here's the lineup screen. We see it MLB2. We see Aeneas Williams, which is a new card there. 0 active superstars there, so you want to put another superstar X Factor on players there. Chemistry, we have Theme Team Chems back that you see. So there it is, ability points. If there's any questions on ability points, let me know. We can answer them, but I think I explained it pretty nicely versus how to get them in your lineup and how to activate them. So there it is, the overalls, 80 overall, 85 overall, 90 overall. You get a tier 3 ability slot. This is just like last year. The only things new are you get 2 new ability slots at 98, 99 overall. So 99 overall. I could have sworn I said 98 on the screen during the stream, but it is 98, 99. I was probably wrong. New item layout. So they're talking about card art, and you guys know my feelings on card art. They basically just like decided to make this up. It's like only 53% dedicated to the space to player card art, not considering the place that's kind of like shaded out a little bit and the thing under these items, but it is what it is. So they decided to go, if you're clicked onto a card, it's 50-50. If you're clicked off of it, it's 80-20, which I guess is a fine solution / compromise for how bad this looks. And so we'll see if the binder crashes because of it. Let's move forward. Yeah, they talked about they did some work to the back of cards. They brought the description on. When you go to the attributes, you now have the weight on the card. The biggest disappointment here is they don't have the traits, right? We have to go to Mudhead to find traits on the cards. The traits should be right here. If you're not going to put the attributes here on this little card art thing, you got to have traits, right? You got to have, pass rush, whether he does power moves, finesse moves, that kind of stuff. But we do have the trade block back in the game, which is kind of cool. Quick sell, 2,500. Quick sell for an 88 in Madden 20 was 2,570. So it looks more rounded as the number here. But I'm not sure if that's the final number yet. It kind of feels like that. The trophies are back. We have training, points, coins, Mutt levels back, and then overall. So a lot of it staying the same from this previous year's Rivals, which is super cool. It's basically, you know, hello fellow kids type of Rivals because they're using Z's instead of S's. I don't know, man. It was funny at the time when we had our laughs about it. So Rivals are just some challenges for the 85 overall Roethlisberger, Ertz, and Jalen Smith. I'll be probably taking Jalen Smith, even though I run a Steelers theme team. Maybe I'll be forced to take Roethlisberger if Vic's not there on launch. But Rivals are just some solos early on in the game. I don't really want to talk more about that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Get in, play some solos, get some Rivals. Team captains. Now, the thing about team captains, Mutt Master, Level Master, is there are chemistries for every single theme team in the game for every. So, like, I could have a Steelers halfback, Eddie George, a Steelers defensive tackle, Leroy Glover, Ed McCaffrey, and Aeneas Williams. I don't love it. I wish they did a better job on theme teams and bringing more legends to round them out versus just giving everybody every theme team chemistry. So, I'm personally not a fan of this choice. It's annoying. And this year you can get unlimited switches between captains. I think Aeneas Williams, based off the stats, based off what are needed normally down the road, as you see all the different theme team chems, I think he's going to be the job. He's going to be the one for me. A decent corner because you got to, you know, generally field 3 corners at least if you're going to nickel, dime, more. So I'm going to go Aeneas Williams, but Ed McCaffrey looks pretty interesting. And, you know, you can do whatever you want, right? Whatever player you want. NFL Epics is back. Get you an 85 overall version of the player. I'll go through their stats here in a little bit. But you guys remember Epics from last year, going through memorable moments in their career. I think some players that maybe, you know, what was it, Fitz's thing against the Packers, they'll probably cry when they're playing that moment. Be basically trying to earn Fitz and just tearing up the whole time of that playoff walk-off touchdown. Mutt Master, and they went on a big thing about, you know, they want to go more of a story with Mutt Master. I thought it was going to be, who was that now? I don't even remember. But they chose Sam Mills, who battled with cancer. I think he passed in 2005. Yeah, he died in 2005. He had to keep pounding things. So they went with Mills this year. He's unfortunately for Mutt Master. He's really well statted. Yeah, it was Jim Thorpe who I thought they were going to do based off what they said. Because Jim Thorpe's got a great story too with the Olympics and losing his shoes and still winning. So Mutt Master looks very similar to last year with just grinding these challenges, just grinding these things, win 100 games with an 82 overall team, complete 15 daily objectives, and there's going to be more going down. So Mutt Master, Sam Mills, we'll look at his stats in a minute. Level Master is a huge W, right? When we did a poll in stream, and I think most of the people said Mutt Master was a huge L. In their opinion, Andre Johnson was a huge W. I think they're both fine. I'm more excited about Andre Johnson because, I don't know, I just feel like I know Andre Johnson a little bit more, and he dominated and was I don't know, just a little bit more hype, I feel like. So, Andre Johnson is a W. We only saw 89 overall for his highest stats with like 86 speed, so he doesn't look like insane because Mills is going to come out at 94 overall. This looks like they only showed 89. We'll see what they can get, how high Level Master gets at the start of the game, but if it's only at 89, then he's kind of balanced. He isn't anything too crazy. Team Builders are back. Team Builders, we'll get to them when we go to the player ratings here because we have them in Mutthead. But they do look kind of crazy, at least with speed for a lot of guys. Team Builders here. Oh, never mind. Here is their stats and their cards. Kind of cool. Yeah, like an 88 speed strong safety is basically the top strong safety in the game to launch. And he's an 84 overall. So Team Builders, I think you're going to see a lot on players' teams as these look like just kind of really well statted. Even like the Steelers play. AJ Terrell at 90 speed is one of the few players in the game to match with Tyreek Hill base card at 89 at 90 speed. So interesting. Sorry, the screen's too zoomed in. My apologies. Is this a little bit better? Team Builders. There it is. Basically, Team Builders provide you another great way to get theme teams started. Play through 16-game challenge sequence to earn a fantasy pack. That pack will first let you choose one of 32 NFL teams. From there, you choose between 84 overall offensive or defensive team builder. So when we look at that, we can sort by team name or something, or maybe I can just go to, let's do Steelers here, and we can do zoomed in on their stats. Edmonds and Feller. You guys can't see Feller, can you? Feller, He is a right tackle. And definitely not as attractive as this 89 speed strong safety with 90 hit power. This Terrell Edmunds is probably going to be the best stealer. He is the worst stealer on the Steelers defense, but he's the best stealer, it looks like, on launch, which is kind of crazy to me. Zoom out. That's all I really want to do. All right. Team Diamonds. Do you want me to, I could zoom out a little bit if you guys want. If you guys don't like it so big on the screen. So Team Diamonds. The Master is Barry Sanders. A lot of new legend names are coming into the game. We're excited to deliver new Team Diamonds. So Bears got Covert. I wasn't able to find these Team Diamonds and the stats on Mutthead. Maybe we'll see them as they come along, but they currently aren't in game. Aren't on the website. So a lot of huge names. The ones I'm most excited for, obviously I'm excited for a few of them. A few new names. Warwick Dunn will be probably pretty fast. Bob Sanders is a huge hitter. Wilson, solid. Weddle, Dante Hall can be an amazing return man. Frederick could be basically your center forever. I mean, all these things will probably be one of the top 2 or 3 cards, if not the number 1 card of their position during the launch or during the start of the game, depending on which legends come out and whatnot, what position they are. Heath Miller, the Steelers finally got their tight end for the theme team early in the year. We don't need a golden ticket to fill it. But yeah, I'm kind of excited. London Fletcher should be good too. Max Strong, yeah. Danny Dimes got 87 throw power. That's kind of a lot. So they wanted to blur out the series master here, weirdly enough, but they go ahead and say Barry Sanders here. So I'm guessing the Team Diamond Master will probably be like a 93 overall. Clowney's not the thing either. Weird. Okoye was like 19 in the NFL. Yeah, Okoye, he didn't have as good of a career as we would have wished for him. Yeah, I think the Legends is kind of weird. We had the limited time boss versions a few years ago, but that was before power-ups came into the game. So they're bringing them back, and they say the limited time boss versions go into the power-up, but will the power-up be +1s over the boss version, or will the boss version basically match the power-up? Then when you put it in the power-up, you're not really gaining anything. So it's to be seen here. It's sad they're going down to 2 Legends each weekend. It does feel like they should open up the checkbook a little bit more. Maybe go up to 5 Legends a weekend. Just going to 2 is a little bit disappointing in my mind. That they're kind of Mutt's never been bigger. Mutt's as big as it's ever been. And they're kind of going backwards with it. So that's sad. But they really didn't tease any Legends who's going to be on launch. I'm going to go through and show you a little bit of... they didn't show the stats from Mutt Master, but I'll show it to you from the stream. So console transition. What's cool is that this is not going to be a one-time push going from Xbox One to Xbox Series X and PS4 to PS5. You'll be able to play on your team on both systems. There will be no cross-play between PS4 and PS5, but you'll be able to play on each of them. So there you go. And then they have Last Gridiron Notes. This is the last one of that. So that's kind of... Overall, it's kind of cool. I like a lot of things they're doing. I got to show the stats on Mutt Master, don't I? They didn't show it here. Dang it. They don't show Mutt Master stats Sam Mills because his stats are kind of insane. Yeah. So I need to get to EA stream here. Shoot, I closed it. I'll show you the stats on the Mutt Masters. Give me 1 second once we get up to it. And EA Madden NFL. Schedule. I don't know. Videos. Broadcast. And let's do it. Alright, so Mutt Master was... Let's rewind a little bit. It was in here-ish. Does anybody have a... If anybody has a clip of it. Yeah, and the Level Master has his own special chemistries, which is kind of crazy. He has Yak 'em Up, which seems super powerful. Increased chance to break the first post-catch tackle, which seems a lot like Freight Train 100. And then max security, but it's an X factor, so it's less important in my opinion. Andre Johnson. Where's the stats? Oh, there it is. So Andre Johnson's stats here, 86 speed with solid route runnings and catching, but we'll see what the route running threshold is. Mills is 5'9", though, yeah. But the thing is, like, if Sam Mills gets Lurker, look at these stats on Sam Mills. All right, let's see if they show the actual 89. All right, so here's the stats. 89 speed at 94 overall. 89 speed at linebacker to start the game is essentially as fast as the fastest wide receiver. right? Acceleration, awareness doesn't really matter if you're going to use her. Block shed 86, which is higher than like J.J. Watt and a lot of defensive tackles at launch. Hunter and Barry Sanders, Team Diamond. You'll have to do all the Team Diamonds for that. Yak him up as Kittle's X Factor. Is it really? Because that's kind of crazy. So I thought that was a Level Master X Factor. It said Pursuit 93. We'll see how good Pursuit is. Change of Direction's only 80. So he could actually not be a great user because Change of Direction's so low. That's a little sad. That is a little sad. I want to kind of look at... I'm going to do a better video on attributes, but what is the highest change of direction? Rating. Mudhead doesn't have change of direction on their... Yeah, they have change of direction here, but they don't have it on the filter. So like Christian McCaffrey has 89 change of directions, which is huge. COD like agility. Yeah, COD is basically agility, but agility is also agility. It's really fucked up what they did with that stuff. So Sam Mills looks insane for stats, but yes, he is a little underwhelming on the height for lurking. But he'll have lurker and shit. So it is what it is. Yeah, 90 hit power too. He'll still be a beast. He probably won't be as powerful as our previous Mutt Masters, but I think he'll still think he's pretty good. Has Mutt released yet? Yes, it has. So that's what I wanted to go through. Kind of some cool stuff with Team Diamonds Master, Team Diamonds on launch, Team Diamonds. A lot of content, a shit ton of content to go through and to go. It's going to be overwhelming at first, but I'll try and be your guide like a fox in the desert and you're on a bad LSD trip. So that's it for the video. Check out the next one. I'm going to go deeper into ratings. See ya in a bit.